There is a profound lesson in life that many of us must learn. A lesson that, if embraced, will change the course of our journey. It's simple, but it's not always easy. Never go back to somebody who has already broken you. We live in a world that often tells us to forgive, to forget, to accept people even when they have caused us pain. But let me tell you, this forgiveness does not mean that you have to keep opening the door to someone who has consistently brought harm to your soul. You see, forgiveness is a release for your heart, a freeing of the spirit. But it does not require you to return to a place where you have been wounded time and time again. If you have been broken, if your trust has been shattered, if your peace has been stolen, understand this: your heart is too valuable to allow someone who does not understand its worth to keep holding it. The only person who has the power to heal you, to restore your spirit, to protect your future is you. You must protect your peace as a precious treasure. And this means making decisions that honor your worth and dignity. Too often we return to situations and people that have hurt us because we fear the loneliness or the uncertainty, or perhaps the sense that we're betraying the connection we once had. But let me tell you this: you cannot grow in an environment where your heart is continually wounded. Growth requires space, nurturing, and care. Growth cannot happen in a place where the roots of your spirit are being uprooted. It is impossible for a plant to grow in soil that has been poisoned by neglect, lies, and betrayal. And just like that, your soul needs the right environment to thrive. There is a world of possibilities waiting for you when you finally realize that you deserve better. And I understand it's not easy. You may still feel the pull, the temptation to return to what's familiar, to the place where your heart once found comfort. But comfort can be an illusion. True peace, true fulfillment lies in the places where you are nurtured, not where you are broken. There is something powerful about realizing that you are enough, that your worth is not defined by others, that your future is not dependent on someone else's ability to see it. It's about knowing that you are whole, complete, and worthy of love that doesn't come with strings attached, love that doesn't require you to compromise who you are. You are not called to settle for what is broken, and neither should you allow brokenness to define your future. We often allow broken people to come into our lives, and out of the fear of being alone, we accept what they offer, even when it hurts. But the truth is, when you allow brokenness to surround you, it's like living in a storm. It may be temporary, but the damage it causes will last much longer than you can imagine. How many times must you endure pain before you realize that it's not necessary? How many tears must you shed before you recognize that you don't need to go back to the place that caused them? You deserve peace, and peace requires boundaries. Peace requires strength. Peace requires a decision. There is nothing wrong with walking away. There is nothing wrong with saying, I am worth more than this. There is nothing wrong with recognizing that your happiness cannot be built on the rubble of a relationship that constantly brings you down. When you choose to walk away, you are not abandoning anyone, you are saving yourself. It is critical to understand that the decisions you make today affect the person you become tomorrow. The relationships you invest in today shape the future you will live. This is why it is so important to protect your heart and your mind from those who would seek to destroy it. You must make the decision that you will no longer allow your heart to be the playground for those who do not value it. Do not be fooled by the promises of change or the sweet words that are often spoken when someone senses they are losing your attention. Words can be powerful, yes, but actions speak louder. A person who has broken you once is likely to break you again. A person who has wounded you once is likely to wound you again. They may be sincere in the moment, but sincerity is not always enough to change behavior. The true measure of a person is not their words, but their consistency. If their actions have shown you who they are, believe them. And here's the thing, walking away does not mean you are weak. It means you are strong enough to let go of what does not serve your purpose. You are strong enough to recognize that you are deserving of better. Strength is not in holding on to something that is destroying you. Strength is in releasing what no longer serves your destiny, your purpose, your peace. Strength is in moving forward even when you are uncertain, even when you feel scared. You are called to live a life of purpose, a life that is abundant, a life that is not constantly tethered to the past. You are called to rise above the circumstances, to rise above the people who would seek to bring you down. You are called to soar, to reach the heights that your destiny demands of you. And you cannot soar if you are constantly tied to someone who weighs you down, someone who has already proven that they will not support your flight. Now, this doesn't mean that you do not love. It doesn't mean that you do not care. Love is about letting go at times, about understanding that some people are not meant to walk the entire journey with you. You may have shared a chapter of your story with them, but you are not bound to live the entire book in their presence. Some people are in your life for a season, and when that season ends, it's time to move on. It's not a betrayal, it's an acknowledgement that your paths no longer align. And that is okay. When you let go, you open yourself up to new possibilities, new relationships, new experiences. When you choose not to go back to someone who has broken you, you choose to trust in the potential of the future rather than in the pain of the past. So today I challenge you to take that step. I challenge you to look at your life and assess the relationships that are draining you, that are holding you back. I challenge you to recognize your worth and to make the decision to protect your peace. You are valuable. You are enough. You are deserving of love that heals, love that builds, love that encourages you to grow into the person you were always meant to be. Never go back to somebody who has already broken you. Move forward with strength, with confidence, and with the assurance that your future is waiting for you. The world is full of possibilities, and you deserve to experience them all. Trust in yourself. Trust in the journey ahead. And never let anyone take away the peace and the purpose that are rightfully yours. There is a time in every person's life when they must make a critical decision, a decision that will alter the course of their journey. That moment comes when we realize that not all relationships are meant to last forever. And that walking away is sometimes the most loving thing we can do for ourselves. You see, there is an undeniable truth. The people we surround ourselves with have a profound impact on who we become. The energy, the attitudes, the behaviors of others shape our thoughts, our decisions, and ultimately our futures. This is why it's so crucial to carefully choose the people with whom we share our lives. We are creatures of influence. We are constantly impacted by the people around us, either for good or for ill. And so the question you must ask yourself is, do the people in your life build you up, or do they tear you down? Do they help you grow, or do they hold you back? Are they pushing you forward into the greatness you were created for, or are they dragging you into the pits of negativity and despair? This is not about judging others. This is not about hating those who have hurt us or have wronged us. It's about recognizing that you have the power to protect your own soul, to guard your spirit from those who are not in alignment with the destiny you are striving for. We often find ourselves stuck in relationships that no longer serve us because we fear confrontation. We fear the loneliness, or we fear what others might think. But fear should never hold the reins of your life. Fear is an illusion that prevents us from embracing the fullness of who we are and the beauty of what our futures hold. When we allow fear to dictate our choices, we compromise our peace and we sabotage our potential. I want you to hear me clearly when I say this: your peace is non-negotiable. It is a divine gift and it must be fiercely protected. There is nothing more valuable than peace of mind, peace of heart, and peace of soul. Without peace, nothing else matters. Without peace, even the most successful outward achievements feel hollow. Peace is the foundation upon which you build your dreams, your goals, and your future. Without it, you cannot thrive. And when someone has repeatedly broken that peace, it is not only okay to walk away, it is necessary. We all experience heartache. We all endure pain. But the greatest tragedy is to remain in a situation that continues to cause that pain, especially when we have the power to change it. Too many of us hold on to relationships that are damaging because we are afraid of the unknown. But let me tell you something, the unknown is not to be feared. The unknown holds your next level. The unknown holds your breakthrough. The unknown is where your freedom lives, waiting for you to step into it. When you walk away from someone who has broken you, it's not a sign of weakness. It is a declaration of strength. It's a statement that you understand your worth and that you refuse to settle for less than what you deserve. You are not abandoning anyone by walking away. You are choosing yourself. You are choosing your peace, your growth, your future. You are acknowledging that your soul, your mind, and your heart deserve to be cared for, not bruised, not shattered, and certainly not taken for granted. It is a radical act of self-love to walk away from someone who cannot appreciate you the way you deserve. It is a radical act of self-love to create boundaries that protect your emotional and mental well-being. It is a radical act of self-love to say, I will not allow anyone to hurt me repeatedly, and I will not allow anyone to hold me in a place of misery when I am destined for joy. When you understand your worth, you stop settling. You stop accepting scraps of love or attention or affection when you deserve the full meal. You stop tolerating disrespect, dishonesty, and neglect because you know deep down that you were never meant to live like this. You were never meant to be in a relationship that diminishes you, that makes you feel small, unworthy, or unloved. I want you to think about the power of your decision to walk away. Think about the clarity that comes when you finally say, no more being held back. No more sacrificing your joy for someone else's comfort. No more compromising your values or your principles. You have one life, one journey, and it is yours to live fully, authentically, and boldly. Do not allow anyone or anything to stand in the way of your purpose. Some will tell you that walking away is selfish. They will tell you that you should fight for relationships, even when they hurt you. But let me ask you, what are you really fighting for if that relationship is draining the life out of you? What are you fighting for if it keeps breaking you? You cannot pour from an empty cup. And if you continue to pour into someone who does not appreciate you, eventually there will be nothing left. You will have given all of yourself only to be left with emptiness and regret. It is better to walk away, to fill yourself up, to heal, and then to move forward, knowing that you are whole, knowing that you are enough. When you walk away, you free yourself to heal. You give yourself the time and space to reflect on the lessons learned and to understand the value of your experiences. You will realize that the pain you endured was not in vain. It has shaped you, strengthened you, and prepared you for the greater things that are ahead. But you cannot experience those greater things if you are still tethered to the past. Understand this: letting go is not giving up. Letting go is not saying that the other person doesn't matter. Letting go is simply acknowledging that their role in your life has ended and that it is time for you to move on to the next chapter. When you let go, you make room for new beginnings, for new experiences, for new relationships that will uplift and support you. You make room for the kind of love that nurtures you, the kind of love that encourages your growth, the kind of love that reminds you of your worth. Your journey is not about holding on to what's broken. It's about moving forward into what is whole, what is healthy, and what is destined to propel you into your greatness. It's about aligning yourself with people who respect you, who honor you, and who want to see you succeed. Your purpose is too great. Your vision is too clear. and your potential is too powerful to allow anyone to distract you from it. When you walk away from someone who has already broken you, you are walking towards your destiny. You are stepping into the fullness of who you were created to be. You are aligning with your purpose, and you are creating a future that is full of promise and purity. And so let this be your declaration today: I will not return to what has already broken me. I will not go back to what does not honor me. I will protect my peace and I will honor my worth. I will embrace the future with open arms, knowing that I am deserving of everything that is meant for me. I will walk forward in faith, in strength, and in purpose. And when you do that, when you make that choice, the world will begin to open up to you in ways you never imagined. Because when you choose yourself, the universe aligns with your decision. The right people, the right opportunities, and the right blessings will flow into your life. You are not meant to be broken. You are meant to be whole. You are meant to be strong. And you are meant to walk a path that is full of light, full of joy, and full of purpose. When you make the decision to walk away from someone who has already broken you, you are making the most courageous decision of your life. It's easy to believe that love means sacrifice, that loyalty means enduring pain, but love is not about enduring what diminishes you. True love is about nurturing your spirit, building up your soul, and choosing what is best for you. True love starts with you. It begins with understanding that you cannot give from an empty well. You cannot pour into others if you are empty inside. And if someone is draining you, making you feel worthless or powerless, you are not being loved, you are being exploited. Some may ask, what if I don't give them another chance? What if they change? Change is possible, but it doesn't happen on your terms. Change happens when people decide for themselves to rise to a higher level, but it should never come at the expense of your well-being. People must show you they've changed through their actions, not through promises. Do not be deceived by words that are spoken in moments of desperation, for actions always speak louder than words. It's important to remember that love is not about settling. We often settle because we fear being alone. We fear that we are not worthy of someone better. But that is a lie. You are worthy of the very best. You are worthy of a love that builds you up, that encourages your dreams, that celebrates your individuality, and that allows you to grow in your purpose. The moment you stop accepting anything less than this, the moment you stop tolerating mediocrity, is the moment you begin to step into the fullness of who you were always meant to be. In life, we must learn to ask ourselves, is this relationship helping me become the person I was destined to be? If the answer is no, then it's time to walk away. It is time to create space for the relationships that will elevate you, for the relationships that will nurture your growth and support your vision. There is no shame in walking away from someone who has already broken you, because doing so means you are choosing the life that you deserve, a life of abundance, of peace, and of purpose. There is often an illusion that we must hold on to something just because we've invested time, energy, and emotions. But time, energy, and emotions are resources that are meant to be respected, and they should not be wasted on relationships that bring harm. Every minute you spend in a toxic relationship, every moment you endure in a situation that is breaking you, is time you are taking away from the life you are meant to live. The time you spend in unhealthy relationships cannot be recovered, but the future that awaits you is still within your reach. Think about that. The future is still in your hands. You have the ability to create the future you want, to design a life that aligns with your true self. But that requires you to let go of what no longer serves you. It requires you to make a bold decision to move forward, to embrace the uncertainty of what lies ahead, because there is power in the unknown. The unknown is where your growth, your opportunity, and your breakthrough lie. Understand that walking away does not mean you are abandoning the person. Walking away means you are choosing to abandon the cycle of hurt, the cycle of pain, and the cycle of disappointment. You are not a savior to those who do not want to save themselves. You are not meant to carry someone else's burden if they refuse to let go of it. You are not meant to fix what has been broken for too long. You are meant to be whole. And that means giving yourself permission to walk away when necessary. And don't let anyone convince you that it's wrong to protect yourself. Don't let anyone make you feel guilty for putting your well-being first. Self-care is not selfish. Taking care of your mental health, your emotional health, and your spiritual health is an essential act of self-love. You cannot serve the world around you if you are constantly drained, constantly broken, constantly in pain. You cannot pour from an empty cup. The world needs the best version of you. The world needs the version of you that is full of life, full of love, and full of purpose. You cannot bring that version of yourself into existence if you are constantly held back by the past, by relationships that no longer serve you. You cannot keep sacrificing yourself for people who don't see your worth. Let me say this clearly: the people who have broken you, the people who have betrayed you, the people who have dishonored your trust, they do not deserve the privilege of your time, your energy, or your love. When you walk away, you are reclaiming your power. You are choosing to honor yourself in ways that others have not. You are stepping into your destiny, and that is a powerful, sacred thing. Walking away is not easy. There will be moments of doubt. There will be moments when you question your decision. You may even feel the pull of the past, the temptation to return to what is familiar. But in those moments, remember your worth. Remember your strength. Remember the peace that awaits you when you finally break free from what has been holding you back. Your peace is a treasure. It is priceless. It is worth fighting for. And here's what I want you to know. Once you make the decision to walk away from someone who has broken you, you are not walking into nothing. You are walking into everything that you were created for. You are walking into the future that awaits you, the future where you are valued, where you are appreciated, where you are loved for who you truly are. Don't be afraid of walking away from something that is holding you back. You are walking toward your dreams. You are walking toward your purpose. You are walking toward a life of peace and fulfillment. And as you take that step, know that the universe is aligning with you, that everything is being positioned for your success, for your happiness, for your growth. You are not alone in this journey. You are worthy of all the greatness that life has to offer. And as long as you continue to accept less than that, you will be held back. But when you make the conscious decision to let go of what no longer serves you, when you make the decision to walk away from what has already broken you, you are opening yourself up to a future that is filled with endless possibilities. This is your time. This is your season. You were never meant to stay in a place of brokenness. You were meant to rise, to heal, and to become the person you were always destined to be. It's time to walk away from what holds you back and step boldly into the life that is waiting for you. When you walk away from someone who has already broken you, you are not just leaving them behind. You are leaving behind the pain, the heartbreak, and the uncertainty. You are walking into a future of limitless possibilities, where your heart can heal, your mind can flourish, and your spirit can soar. This is your moment. Take it. Take the step forward into the greatness that is already within you. Don't look back. Keep moving forward, knowing that everything you need is already within reach. You were not made to be broken. You were made to be whole. And it's time for you to step into your wholeness. There is something profound about the realization that you have the power to choose who stays and who goes in your life. We often feel trapped in relationships, believing that we must endure, that we must fight for love and connection. But the truth is, love doesn't come with a price tag. Love doesn't require you to suffer. It doesn't ask you to lose yourself in the process. Love is meant to uplift, to nourish, and to support you as you become the best version of yourself. If you are in a relationship that constantly drains you, that continuously takes from you, that diminishes your sense of self, then that is not love. Love doesn't break you. Love doesn't leave you questioning your worth. True love makes you feel seen, heard, understood, and valued. It fills you with peace, joy, and hope. If your relationship doesn't do that, then it's not a relationship worth holding on to. We often make the mistake of believing that we need someone else to complete us, that our worth is tied to another person's love or approval. But the truth is, you are already complete. You were born whole, you were born worthy, and you do not need anyone's validation to confirm your value. The moment you start looking outside of yourself for love, for acceptance, for approval, is the moment you begin to lose yourself. You start to forget who you truly are and begin defining yourself by someone else's standards, by someone else's treatment of you. But you don't have to live like that. You don't have to be defined by the opinions of others. Your worth is not tied to how much someone loves you or whether they treat you the way you deserve. Your worth is intrinsic, unshakable, and constant. It doesn't fluctuate based on the behavior of others. And the moment you understand that truth, the moment you internalize it, you will stop settling for relationships that break you. Walking away from someone who has already broken you is an act of reclaiming your identity, your worth, and your sense of peace. It's an act of remembering who you are and returning to the core of your being. It's about remembering that you are deserving of love, kindness, respect, and compassion, and that anyone who cannot give you these things does not belong in your life. You are not obligated to remain in a relationship that is toxic, whether it's a romantic relationship, a friendship, or a family connection. You are not obligated to continue to make excuses for someone else's bad behavior or to tolerate disrespect. There comes a point when you must realize that your peace is more important than someone else's comfort. If someone cannot honor your peace, your boundaries, your needs, then it's time to move on. It's time to let go. And that is not weakness, it is strength. It is strength because it takes courage to walk away from something or someone that you have invested in, that you have loved, and that you may have even believed will be in your life forever. But sometimes letting go is the best thing you can do for both you and them. Think about the way that growth works. Trees, plants, and flowers cannot grow unless they are given room to stretch, to reach for the light. They need space, they need nourishment, and they need a healthy environment in which to thrive. The same is true for you. You cannot grow, you cannot heal, you cannot reach your full potential in a relationship that stifles your growth. If you are constantly being pushed down, if you are constantly being torn apart, you will never have the chance to bloom into the person you were meant to be. And growth requires time. It requires patience. It requires self-awareness and self-love. When you make the decision to walk away from someone who has already broken you, you are giving yourself the time and space to heal. You are removing the toxic influence from your life and allowing the wounds to close. You are opening yourself to new experiences, new opportunities, and new relationships that will nurture your soul and help you become the person you were always destined to be. But healing isn't always easy. It often requires facing the pain, confronting the wounds, and allowing yourself to grieve. Walking away from someone who has broken you can bring a deep sense of loss and sadness. You may experience feelings of doubt, regret, or confusion. There will be moments when you miss the connection, when you miss the familiarity, and when you question whether you made the right choice. But even in those moments, remember this, you are not walking away from something better. You are walking towards something better. You are walking towards healing, towards wholeness, towards the peace and joy that you deserve. There is power in choosing yourself, and that is not a selfish decision. It's an act of self-preservation, an act of love. Sometimes choosing yourself means stepping away from someone else. It means letting go of the relationships that hold you back so that you can move forward into the life you are meant to live. When you choose yourself, you are aligning with your purpose. You are aligning with your potential. You are allowing the universe to guide you toward the life that you are meant to have. There is a beauty in this process of self-discovery, of stepping into your own power. When you let go of relationships that no longer serve you, you create space for something better. You create room for people who will honor you, for experiences that will fulfill you, and for a future that is bright with possibility. And as you step away from the people and situations that have already broken you, remember this: your worth is not defined by others. Your worth is not contingent on the love or approval of anyone else. You are enough. You have always been enough. And when you walk away from the things that no longer serve you, you step into the fullness of that truth. You step into your own power. Choosing to walk away from what has broken you is not a loss. It is a victory. It is a victory because it is a choice for your own peace. It is a victory because it is a declaration that you are worthy of respect and kindness. It is a victory because it is a step toward the life you were always meant to live. So let go. Let go of what no longer serves you. Let go of the relationships that diminish you. Let go of the pain and the negativity. And step boldly into the life that awaits you. The life that is full of love, of joy, of peace, and of purpose. Because you were never meant to stay broken. You were meant to rise. You were meant to heal. You were meant to be whole. Every day that you remain in a relationship that drains you, that breaks you, is a day you are robbing from yourself. It's a day that you are keeping yourself from the life that is waiting for you, from the life that you deserve. You have to understand that life is too short to spend it on relationships that leave you feeling less than who you truly are. Life is too short to give your time, energy, and heart to someone who does not value you, who does not appreciate the unique person you are. When you allow yourself to remain in these draining situations, you are sending a message to the world and to yourself that you are not worth more. But the truth is, you are worth everything. You were created with purpose, with greatness, and you are deserving of relationships that reflect that. When you walk away from people who have already broken you, you are choosing to honor yourself, to step into the power of your own worth, and to make space for the life you were meant to live. Do not underestimate the power of choosing yourself. The world often conditions us to think that we must sacrifice our own needs for the sake of others, that we must put up with pain and suffering because we owe it to someone else. But this is a lie. You do not owe anyone your happiness. You do not owe anyone your peace. You do not owe anyone your mental health or your sense of self-worth. Choosing yourself, walking away from someone who has broken you, is the most loving thing you can do for yourself. It is not selfish, it is not weak, and it is certainly not something to feel guilty about. It is, in fact, the most courageous and powerful decision you can make. It is the decision to stop allowing others to define your worth. It is the decision to reclaim your peace and to honor the sacredness of your being. There is something incredibly powerful about the moment you decide to let go of what no longer serves you. In that moment, you become free. Free from the weight of broken promises, free from the burden of emotional pain, and free from the constant cycle of disappointment. Walking away from what hurts you is a powerful form of self-liberation. It is about creating space in your life for things that uplift you, for relationships that respect you, and for experiences that align with your purpose. But this freedom comes with a price. It comes with the price of facing the fear of the unknown, of letting go of what was familiar and stepping into a new phase of your life. Letting go is never easy. It requires courage. It requires faith in yourself and in the future that lies ahead. You may question yourself at times, wondering if you made the right choice. You may even experience moments of doubt, fear, and uncertainty. But in those moments, you must remember that the pain of staying in a relationship that is breaking you is far worse than the fear of walking away from it. It's important to remember that healing is not linear. There will be days when you feel strong and empowered, and other days when the weight of the past feels heavy on your heart. That is okay. Healing takes time, and there is no shame in that. But every day you continue moving forward, every day you choose to prioritize your peace and your well-being, you are healing. You are becoming stronger, wiser, and more aligned with the person you were always meant to be. This is not a journey that you have to walk alone. There are people who will support you, who will stand by you as you reclaim your strength, your peace, and your worth. There are people who will respect your boundaries, who will love you in ways that uplift you, who will celebrate your growth and help you become the person you were meant to be. Don't be afraid to seek out these relationships. You deserve to be surrounded by people who see your worth, who honor your peace, and who encourage your growth. As you move forward in this journey, one of the most important things to remember is that you are not defined by your past. You are not defined by the relationships you have been in or the people who have hurt you. You are defined by the choices you make today, by the strength you show in moving forward, and by the person you are becoming. You have the power to create the life you desire. But that power begins with making the decision to walk away from what no longer serves you. It starts with understanding that your peace, your happiness, and your well-being are far more important than anything or anyone that has already broken you. When you take that first step to leave behind what has hurt you, you are choosing to step into your purpose, into your power, and into your destiny. The beauty of walking away from something that has already broken you is that it creates the opportunity for something new. It creates the opportunity for healing, for growth, and for a future that is filled with peace, joy, and fulfillment. It allows you to embrace your potential, to align with your purpose, and to live a life that is true to who you really are. The future is waiting for you. It is waiting for you to make the decision to walk away from what no longer serves you, to let go of the past, and to step into the life you are meant to live. There is so much greatness ahead of you, so much potential, and so much opportunity. But in order to access it, you must first let go of what is holding you back. You must release the people and situations that are draining you and make space for the abundance, the joy, and the love that are waiting to flow into your life. And as you take that step, know that you are not alone. The universe, your higher self, and those who truly love you are all there, cheering you on, supporting you, and guiding you towards the life you deserve. So take that step forward into the future with courage, with hope, and with the unwavering belief that the best is yet to come. When we speak about walking away from someone who has already broken us, it's important to remember that this is not just about ending a relationship or distancing yourself from a toxic person. It is about a shift in your mindset, a shift in how you view yourself, and a shift in how you approach the future. When you choose to walk away, you are no longer tethered to the past. You are no longer defined by the pain or the hurt that you experienced. You are free to step into a new version of yourself, a version that is empowered, healed, and ready to take on the world with confidence. Walking away is an act of transformation. It is not a retreat or a sign of weakness. It is the beginning of a new chapter. It is the moment when you decide that your peace, your mental health, and your emotional stability are worth more than the familiarity of staying in a situation that no longer serves you. This moment, this decision, is the birth of a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. We often cling to relationships, even when they hurt us, because we fear what will happen if we let go. We fear the unknown. We fear the loneliness. We fear the possibility that we might never find someone who will treat us with the respect and love we deserve. But in clinging to the past, we are holding ourselves back from the future. The future that is filled with possibilities, new experiences, and relationships that are based on mutual respect and understanding. By walking away, you are allowing space for something better to come into your life. Understand that there is no shame in letting go of what no longer serves you. The shame lies in staying in a situation that causes you harm, that diminishes your value, and that holds you back from becoming the person you were always meant to be. People who have already broken you will not change unless they want to change for themselves. You cannot fix them, you cannot change their behavior, and you cannot heal their wounds. Only they can do that. But you can control your own healing. You can decide that you will no longer be a part of their cycle. You can choose to walk away and give yourself the space to heal and grow. When you make the decision to leave a toxic relationship, you are taking back your power. You are no longer allowing someone else to dictate your happiness or your sense of worth. You are taking responsibility for your own peace. You are telling the universe, I deserve better. I am worthy of love, respect, and kindness, and as soon as you make that decision, things begin to shift. The energy around you changes. You begin to attract people who align with your values, who appreciate you for who you are, and who support your growth. But this cannot happen until you first choose yourself. One of the most powerful aspects of walking away is realizing that you are not abandoning anyone, but rather you are choosing to honor your own needs. In doing so, you are creating a space for both you and the other person to grow separately. Sometimes relationships that have run their course are not meant to last forever. They are meant to teach us something, to help us grow, and then when the lesson is learned, it's time to move on. Holding on too tightly to someone who is no longer a match for you only prolongs the process of growth. It keeps both of you stuck in a place of stagnation. Leaving does not mean you are a failure. It means you are taking control of your life and you are walking away from the things that have held you back. It means you are refusing to settle for less than you deserve. And in doing so, you are making room for what is truly meant for you. The healing process that follows after walking away can be both beautiful and challenging. You may have moments of doubt, wondering if you made the right decision. You may even find yourself questioning whether you should go back and try again. But as you move further down the path of healing, you will begin to realize that the decision you made was the right one. It was the decision to prioritize yourself, your happiness, and your peace. It was the decision to honor your own worth. And as you grow, you will realize that you are stronger, more confident, and more aligned with the person you were always meant to be. The healing process also involves forgiving yourself for the times you stayed longer than you should have, for the times you ignored the warning signs, and for the times you put someone else's needs above your own. Forgiveness is not about excusing the other person's behavior. It's about releasing the hold that past pain has on you. Forgiveness is about freeing yourself from the emotional weight of the past and allowing yourself to move forward without regret or guilt. The past is over, and the only power it has is the power you give it. Once you let go of that power, you can begin to embrace your future without being held back by the chains of your past. As you continue to heal, you will find that your boundaries become stronger. You will no longer tolerate disrespect, mistreatment, or toxic behavior. You will recognize your worth and demand that others see it too. And when you begin to show up in the world with a sense of confidence and self-respect, you will attract people who share those same values. You will build relationships that are based on trust, mutual respect, and love. And you will be amazed at how much more fulfilling and enriching those relationships are compared to the ones that broke you. Your life is not meant to be a series of endless cycles of pain, disappointment, and heartache. Your life is meant to be a journey of growth, of love, of joy, and of fulfillment. You were created to thrive, not just to survive. And the moment you choose to walk away from relationships that break you, you are stepping into the life you were always meant to live, a life that is filled with peace, purpose, and fulfillment. The power to change your life is in your hands. The choice to walk away, to let go of the past, and to step into the future with confidence and courage is yours to make. And when you make that decision, you are choosing to honor the most important person in your life, you. So as you continue on this journey, remember this: walking away from someone who has broken you is not an act of defeat. It is an act of liberation. It is a declaration that you are worthy of better. It is a promise to yourself that you will no longer settle for anything less than the love, respect, and happiness that you deserve. Your future is waiting for you. It is filled with endless possibilities, new beginnings, and the kind of love that builds you up rather than tears you down. But first, you must choose to let go of what no longer serves you. You must choose to step forward into a life of healing, growth, and purpose. And as you take each step forward, know that with every stride, you are moving closer to the life that is meant for you. You are not walking alone. You are walking toward your true self. And that is the most beautiful, powerful journey of all. As we come to the conclusion of this journey, I want to remind you of something that resonates deeply within the heart of the message of Jesus. In his life and teachings, we are shown the profound power of love, forgiveness, and the courage to step away from situations that harm us. Jesus himself knew what it was like to be hurt, rejected, and betrayed. He experienced the deepest form of brokenness when he was abandoned by his closest friends, betrayed by someone he loved, and ultimately crucified. Yet, through all of this, he did not stay in places of harm, nor did he allow the pain to define his future. Instead, he demonstrated the ultimate act of love by choosing to forgive, choosing to rise above the hurt, and offering a path of healing and restoration for all of us. Jesus taught us that we are worthy of love, that we are valuable in his sight, and that we are meant to live in peace and abundance. He didn't just preach this, he lived it. He called us to love one another as he has loved us unconditionally, without expectation, and with the deepest care. But he also modeled that sometimes, in order to truly love ourselves and others, we must step away from what is toxic, what is harmful, and what is not aligned with the love and peace he desires for us. In the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." He understands the weight of emotional pain, the strain of unhealthy relationships, and the brokenness we often experience in this world. His invitation is one of healing and restoration. When we choose to walk away from situations or people who have broken us, we are, in essence, answering his call to rest, to find peace, and to be restored. He's inviting us to leave behind what burdens us and embrace the peace that only he can give. Remember that healing is not a journey we take alone. Jesus is with us every step of the way, offering his strength, his guidance, and his love. Just as he walked through his own suffering and emerged victorious, he empowers us to rise above the brokenness in our own lives. We are not meant to carry the weight of the world or the brokenness of others indefinitely. Jesus calls us to lay down our burdens, to walk away from what harms us, and to trust in the new beginnings he has prepared for us. So as you move forward, let his love and his message be your guide. Know that you are worthy of a life filled with peace, joy, and fulfillment. Let go of what has broken you and trust that the healing process is part of his greater plan for your life. He offers you restoration, and in his strength you can walk into a future that is brighter, fuller, and aligned with the abundant life he desires for you. As you step into the future with courage and faith, remember that the journey is not about avoiding pain, but about healing from it. It is not about running from difficulties, but about rising above them with the love and peace of Jesus guiding your every step. You are not broken beyond repair. You are loved, you are whole, and you are made for a future filled with hope. May you find the strength to walk away from what has broken you, knowing that you are walking toward a life of healing, freedom, and abundant grace. In Jesus' name, amen.